Why some marriages are happy while some other marriages are not so happy? What is the secret behind a happy marriage? Do the couples have the capacity, power within them to make a marriage happy one?
For those who are troubled, for those for whom family is everything, for those who seek guidance on family matters, and for those for whom family matters. Here in Atmadarshan, we bring to you Atmadarshan's YouTube FM, Family Matters.
Henry Ford, the founder of the Ford Motor Company, was celebrating his silver jubilee or wedding. And during the silver jubilee speech, he said, "If God gives me permission to marry again, and He presents all the beautiful women in the world to choose, I would still choose my wife Clara because she is the best woman in the world." Then someone asked him, "Sir, tell us what is so beautiful about your wife." Henry Ford said, "From day number one, I decided to love her as she is, and that's what makes her a beautiful person." So we come for today's point, that committed love for a happy marriage. What is committed love? Committed love is a decision to love a person as he or she is. This committed love is built on two pillars: emotional maturity and God-centeredness. The first pillar of committed love is emotional maturity. True love is possible only between two emotionally adult people who give love as a gift. If you listen to the conversation or convictions of an emotionally mature person, it would be something like this. He or she would say, "There are no perfect people in the world, neither am I perfect. So I love you as you are. I cannot change you by force. I cannot change you by criticisms and judgments. I can change you only with love. No one can love me as I want to be loved. Only God can love me so." Whereas the immature people who enter marriage with lots of expectations and unmet needs. And what would be their convictions? What would be their language? They would say something like this: "If our marriage should improve, my partner should change. Nothing is wrong with me. If I should love you, behave as I want you to behave. Only then can I love you." The second pillar of a committed marriage and committed love is God-centeredness. We are imperfect. Imperfect as we are, we cannot give perfect love. But when we meet our efforts with the grace and power of God, we can definitely give a love that is working in our marriage. Let me substantiate this with an example or a testimony of a great man. Carl Jung was a well-known therapist and counselor from Switzerland. And during his profession, he realizes that in spite of his hard work, in spite of his prolonged hours of commitment to these counselings, there is hardly any change. Then he realizes, what is wrong with my profession is that I have kept the spiritual dimension away. So he introduces the spiritual dimension in his marriage counseling, and then he says, lo and behold, the results were fantastic. That goes to say, God cannot be kept away from our life, and God cannot be kept away from the married life. In conclusion, I remember an old saying which goes something like this: If you get a good life partner, your marriage is complete. If you get a lousy partner, your marriage is finished. I would like to rewrite this something like this. If you give committed love, your marriage is complete. If you give selfish love, your marriage is finished. And Jesus has told us how to give this committed love. He has said, "Do unto others what you want them to do for you." Dear friends, if you like our mission for the families, please subscribe and ask your friends to do so. Thank you, and may God bless you.